What is up, guys? Welcome back. In today's video we're going to be showing part 1 of my final push to rank 10. So excited to show you this. It's been a long time in the making, and I finally just had a good night and was able to get 291 points in one day in 5 sets. And so I'm going to have to break this up because it's kind of late, and it's going to take me forever to edit all of it in one video. So it's going to probably be 2 videos, maybe 3. But I will get it all to you like ASAP. But before we do that, let's just take a quick look as we've been doing in prior videos. Some of you guys wanted to pronounce a couple other Pokemon, so let's talk about Rayquaza and Rattata. Now, in the book, they have it as Rattata, so I guess you can pronounce it either way, but I'm almost positive I saw in like season 1 of the actual Pokemon, animated series, they called it Rattata, and so you could probably call it either way. And then, of course, Rayquaza is, I think, the generally accepted way of pronouncing it. If it's Rayquaza, I don't think it's that, but it might be, again, going by the book, Rayquaza. But anyways, yeah, so that's how you pronounce those 2 Pokemon, and let's get into the first battle. Alright, so the team I am using is Tropius as my lead with Air Slash, and then I'm using, my safe switch is Sableye, Purified, definitely important because you need to have return on that. And as you can see, I have to switch it. Well, actually, they actually won that lead. So I'm going into my Galarian Stunfisk, which is my 3rd Pokemon, and standard moves for that one. But yeah, having the returns on the Sableye is definitely key, because many times when you switch into that, they will switch into an Azumarill. So having that return allows you to actually win that matchup if you can land one. And so you cannot really, it's really hard to win it otherwise. Even with Shadow Sneak, that's like your best bet. But it's kind of difficult to win. Return just makes it a lot easier. So yeah, so we have the Galarian Stunfisk versus the Swampert. And my strategy, basically, I don't know, I was really nervous in this last push. So I was kind of, one of my strategies was just putting maximum pressure on the shields, which is why you see me going for the hard-hitting moves more often. So you see that I go for Earthquake back to back, and I burn both my opponent's shields. So now I can come in with my Tropius, and I have to watch out for Sludge Wave. Most Swamperts you run into in Great League right now are running Sludge Wave just because it is a big counter move to Azumarill. And you can see there I shielded it. Then they switch out to avoid getting hit with Leaf Blade, but I'm going to switch into Sableye to kind of save my Tropius for the Swampert. And so I'm just going to go straight Sableye. This, if it's an Earthquake, it's definitely going to hurt, but it won't KO. I should be able to get to one more Foul Play unless they can get to a Rock Slide, in which case they do, but they burn all of their energy, which means they're pretty much at 0 right now. And so I can actually get to a Leaf Blade, and right here I need to make sure that I charge a little bit of extra energy, and this is perfectly fine because yeah, they're going to knock us, they're going to hit us for super effective, but then Swampert's going to come in. We have the Leaf Blade ready to go, and they just threw a Sludge Wave before, so they're not going to have enough energy for a second one. And so it's going to be good games for game number 1. And by the way, we started our ELO rating at 2754. And the second game, I get paired up with a local friend of mine who I actually play with quite a bit. So this was hilarious because this was like at, almost 1 in the morning. So it was really funny that we were both up at this time doing our sets. And yeah, so he actually texted me after this saying, well, you'll see in this match, and I'll let you know what happened, but he leads with Vigoroth, and he decides to stay in, and I'm going to just keep putting pressure on with those Leaf Blades. And Body Slam does some good chunk damage, but so does Leaf Blades. So I'm just going to keep throwing them and, hopefully get some shields. If not, we're probably going to win the matchup. So it looks like he doesn't shield. We win that opening matchup, and now he's got Hypno, and he is running a Shadow Ball Hypno. And so you'll see what happens here. So he's going to knock me out. I'm going to come in with Sableye, obviously, for those Shadow Claws. Then he's going to switch out into Azumarill, and this is where I switch into Galarian Stunfisk. This is not the best matchup for me, so I'm going straight for Earthquake to try to, put pressure on the Azumarill. Hopefully they'll get some shields, and we do get the first shield. So, it would have been nice to have baited with Rock Slide, but it was just too risky for me at this point. I really didn't want to mess around. But here, I get baited with the Ice Beam, and so, yeah, that was not great. One of the things when you play nervous, you tend to shield more often, but I also just wanted to make sure I could get rid of those shields, because then I can come in with Leaf Blade and Tropius and do okay. So anyways, for some reason I think I thought I wasn't going to get to a charge move there in time, which is why I threw Rock Slide, but that was a mistake. I probably should have just gone Earthquake, but I do get him to farm me down, and here's where I had the Foul Play ready to go. He also had a Shadow Ball ready to go with his Hypno, but what happened was when he came in, he like tapped the middle of the screen somewhere, and it like triggered a Confusion. And so of course, you know, Confusion takes forever to do. It's a 4-turn move, and by that time I was already, you know, tapping on Foul Play. So he did lose that energy there. I would have had to shield had he thrown a Shadow Ball. But then I would have been able to farm him up, I think, anyway, so I still think I would have landed the return on the Azumarill because I would have farmed up the Hypno. I think I still would have won anyways, but yeah, it was definitely a close match. So very, very well played, and Game 3, we have a bad lead, so I'm going to instant switch into, well, actually, I think I was trying to catch a Rock Slide here. Actually, this was the first time I thought I could get to a Leaf Blade before the Rock Slide, but turns out I didn't. So I just decided to save that energy and swap into Sableye, and it looks like this is going to be a Grass Hole team. I don't know if you guys heard of that team, but it's basically like a Rock Steel lead with double Razor Leaf in the back. And so I'm kind of anticipating that there is going to be a Shadow Victory Bell on this team, just based on this. Now this should have been a Razor Leaf Cherrim, but this person's running the Bullet Seed variant just to get to those charge moves faster. But most people will run double Razor Leafs. Now I farm in with the Tropius. I'm expecting the Stunfisk to come back in. What I'm going to do is throw a Leaf Blade and then switch back out. And what this will do is this will draw out their second Grass type. And then I can come in, if I can leave the Grass type with a little bit of health, I can farm it again with my Tropius. And this is perfect. I actually catch the Rock Slide. This was amazing. So we catch that. They're going to switch in, and there you go, Shadow Victory Bell, as I was expecting, because I ran into this team so many times already. So I'm just going to go for the Rock Slide, and the good thing is, because it's a Shadow, it has to shield, otherwise it's going to take a ton of damage from that Rock Slide. And there you can see Kyle was texting me after, but yeah, he actually showed me some of the footage that he did have the Shadow Ball. But anyways, see, now I'm just going to farm with the Tropius, and now I have a ton of energy for this Galarian Stunfisk, and I'm just going to throw straight Leaf Blade, because it does pretty good chunk damage, and because they had a shield, they're going to burn their last shield, and I'm just going to keep going Leaf Blades, and I still have a shield, and so this is going to allow me to win this match. And so, yeah, you can see there they probably just gave up at that point and didn't want to even throw the charge move, and so, yeah, we ended up beating that team. Whew, so we're 3-0 so far in the first set, and I'm just so nervous at this point because I know that I'm within range, striking range of rank 10, and so yeah, so this is a horrible lead for us. Skarmory is one of the worst leads you could run into as a Tropius. It absolutely walls it, and so I come in with Return Sableye, and this is where having Return is so clutch. I'm putting maximum pressure on shields. I don't care if they shield it. I want to either get the shields or make sure I punish them for not shielding, and they don't shield. So now I'm going to shield this because I need to win this secondary matchup, because if I don't, then they're going to be able to line up their Skarmory versus my Tropius, and I'm going to lose. So I have to win this secondary matchup. So thankfully they didn't shield that Return, because now it's a little too late for them to win this matchup now. I can just shield this and then, you know, Shadow Claw them down, and they're not going to have a chance to win. Now if I throw this Foul Play, I'll either get a shield or I'll knock them out. So again, I'm fine with either or. And they decide to keep their shield, so we win the secondary matchup. So now they have a Scrafty. This is not great for us because it's super effective against our Stunfisk, but our Tropius, it's super effective against it because it's a fighting type. And so now that I want a switch advantage, I can come back in with my Tropius. I do gotta watch out for Foul Play. It's gonna definitely hurt. And you can see here, yeah, it throws a Foul Play. I'm waiting for him to switch, and so I switch immediately into my Stunfisk. I'm going to go straight Rock Slide. Now this is one of those things where sometimes the Skarmory will build up to a Brave Bird, and for some people they like to just farm up, wait till the Brave Bird comes when their defense is lowered, and then throw Rock Slides. But I was thinking about that at the time, but I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to keep throwing them. maybe they'll make a mistake, or I don't know, maybe it'll just work out anyways. But there you see the Brave Bird doesn't do a lot of damage anyways. So now if I throw a Rock Slide, they're most likely just going to let it go and then farm me. So, but then they make a critical mistake, they throw a Brave Bird. That actually was not good for them because you see how much little health I have. This is not, I am not within farm range of that Scrafty. You can see just one counter was all it took to knock me out. And so now their Scrafty is very low on energy and I'm going to be able to outpace it. So you see there, they shield. And then I'm able to get to the, oh, I'm actually not able to outpace it. But I have enough health where he would have needed to get to, like, yeah, he would have probably needed like maybe another charge move. But that was so close. The Leaf Blade just knocks it out, and we just barely squeeze out that win. Oh man, that was so stressful because Skarmory is the worst lead. You never want to see that as a Tropius. So yeah, anyways, final game of the set, and we run into an Azumarill lead. This is fine for us because we can outpace them to the charge moves. And so they switch out into their own Sableye, and here I hesitate a little bit, but I decide to just throw a Leaf Blade first and then switch because now I can put some pressure. I can soften it up if they don't shield, and hopefully I'll win the secondary matchup. But now their Sableye has energy, so I'm kind of in a little bit of trouble here. I don't shield. You see the Foul Play does a ton of damage, and so now I kind of regretted that decision of not shielding that. I regretted it a little bit, but they shield because they're trying to win this matchup. But now, because they're out of shields, I'm going to shield this one and see if I can get that Foul Play off, and hopefully we can knock it out from here. I think we can, so let's see. Alright, swipe it up, go in a circle, and then Foul Play. Okay, so we do knock them out. So now we have switch advantage and shield advantage. This is looking pretty good. So this Azumarill is going to come in, farm us down. That's fine. Because I'm going to come in with Tropius, and then I can tank one Ice Beam from here, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to shield anyways. And then I'm going to go in for Leaf Blade. They decide to switch out, and I immediately switch in. And this is a very, very good scenario for us because I could either, probably should have gone Earthquake. I could have knocked it out right away with Earthquake. But at the same time, if you leave yourself with too much health, sometimes you could get farmed down by the Azumarill. So I don't know. Maybe I should have just gone Earthquake and I probably still could have beat the Azumarill. I'm not sure. It's one of those matchups you have to really run on PvPoke, run the simulations, and see how it plays out. But I decided to let my Stunfisk go down a little bit. And that way the Azumarill can't farm up too much, so it looks like that's what I did. But whether that was intentional, I can't remember. But if I can get to an Earthquake, this is perfect because I can knock it out with an Earthquake and a Leaf Blade. So I go Earthquake, switch in, throw the Leaf Blade, and that's going to be a good game for the final game of the first set. So actually, no, it wasn't. I needed to do an Air Slash to knock it out. But yeah. Ooh, that was some very intense battles. We came back from a couple bad leads, but we go 5-0 in the first set, and then yeah. So in the next video, you're gonna see. I'll probably do at least 2 sets in the next video. But you can see here we go to 28-44, so we gained 90 points in that first set. So that was clutch, super clutch. And if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want any Pokemon pronounced in the next video, pronunciations, put them in the comments below, or any other questions, comments you want to throw down there, I'd love to read them. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and we will see you in part 2, not tomorrow, actually today, because as I'm uploading this, it's like 2 a.m., so you'll see it later today, so stay tuned.